Okay, so the bad news is this video might make you feel old. The good news is that will give you a whole bunch of games to check out, pretty much all of which are now even better than when they came out a whole decade ago. Yes, you're right, you've caught on. We're talking about games that came out 10 years ago. This video was brought to you by MLB The Show 25. 10 years ago, developers from around the world took inspiration from 2D classics like Rayman. I love Rayman 3, Hoodlum Havoc. That's 3D though, not relevant here. Also beloved animations like the Iron Giant with a heartwarming but equally tear-jerking platformer, Ori and the Blind Forest. It's got dazzling visuals and fleet-footed gameplay. Ori's debut hasn't lost any charm in the intervening decade, and Game Pass Ultimate members can even play it now on their phone, tablets, TV, or whatever else that you have that's cloud compatible these days. And then you can also hop on over into the sequel, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Get it? Because it's a little rabbit thing. Which is also available on Game Pass and which looks absolutely stunning on Xbox Series X, where you can actually play it upscaled to 6K resolution, 60 frames per second, or 4K 120 FPS. Mind-boggling. I hate to break it to you, gamers, but yes, it really has been a full 10 years since the genre-defining The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt came out. 10 glorious years of watching Geralt's luscious locks flying behind him as you rode around the continent. 10 years of slaughtering terrible monsters and proving your witchery worth. 10 years of forming relationships, meeting strangers, and making complex decisions, often with devastating consequences. Gosh, it's been good. And the big wide world of Witcher 3 has only gotten wider since its release, with stellar DLC expansions like Blood and Wine, where Geralt literally starts up his own vineyard. Living the dream, that guy. Plus a next-gen update that allows Xbox Series X and S players to enjoy it with faster loading times, more detailed environments, and a built-in photo mode for snapping those aforementioned luscious locks. Oh, Geralt, you model. 10 years ago, Fallout 4 players first emerged from Vault 111, took a deep breath of that fresh New England air, and wondered if maybe the Vault wasn't actually the place to be. Regardless, we plowed on and got to enjoy another one of Bethesda's incredible post-apocalyptic adventures. This one even lets you get to work building your very own brave new world, constructing elaborate settlements and defending them from the many, many, many horrors of Fallout's futuristic world. You want some Bex lore? 10 years ago, I worked the midnight launch for Fallout 4 at my local game store, and when I used to fall asleep, I would put Fallout 4 just lying in the background so I'd fall asleep to Diamond City Radio. The more you know. You'll find Bethesda's whole Fallout series on Game Pass, and they've also been souped up with FPS boosts so that you can nail those VAT shots in smooth 60 FPS. Ka-chow. One of the many perks of an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership is access to all the games in the EA Play library, including the entire Battlefield series. That means you can blast your way through a variety of war zones or deliver some hard justice in Battlefield Hardline. Playing as a Miami detective, you'll be chasing down all sorts of no-good nicks, taking part in high-speed chases, and getting involved in exhilarating bystander endangering firefights. And if you're playing on Xbox Series X or S, you can do all of that in super smooth 120 FPS. Those criminals won't know what hit them. So even if you've been playing Pillars of Eternity since 2015, there's a good chance you haven't seen everything this isometric action RPG has to offer, cause it's huge basically. Thanks to its rich class-based character building system, there are thousands of different permutations for you to play, with hundreds of hours of hacking, slashing, dungeon crawling good times to be had. And that's before you've even started on its equally excellent sequel, Pillars of Eternity 2: Deadfire. Both Pillars of Eternity games are now available on Game Pass, and so is another adventure set in the world of Eora that arrived a couple of weeks ago, Avowed. The original Gears of War was released in 2006, and then rose up again in 2015 like a locust that you'd foolishly left crawling around on the floor, only for it to spring back up again and blast you in the face with a shotgun. Wait, I kind of lost track of my metaphor there. The point is that Gears of War Ultimate Edition takes Marcus and Dom's all-time classic cover shooting campaign and loads it up with all of the game's downloadable content, as well as a visual overhaul that offers way more detailed character models, more complex lighting effects, and a full 4K 60 display. It rocks even harder than the OG version, and you can play it along with all the other Gears of Wars on Game Pass now. 2015 brought us another great entry in the Assassin's Creed series, this time taking players to a city beloved by historians, theatre fans, and lovers of great big clocks, London! Tearing through the streets of 19th century London was an absolute blast then, and it still is now, offering loads of opportunities for carriage chases, cane fights, and a bit of good old-fashioned pickpocketing. And thanks to last year's update, you can now do it all in 60 FPS too. Finally, Dying Light arrived in 2015 to provide us with the combination of parkour and post-apocalyptic action that we never knew we needed until that year. Whether you're darting along rooftops or clobbering zombies, the first-person action in Dying Light is absolutely exhilarating, especially now that you can play it in 60 FPS on the Xbox Series X and S. Plus, with over 100 weapons on offer, you'll never run out of fun new ways to brutalize enemies. And once you're done ripping and running through the first game, you can jump straight into the sequel, Dying Light 2 Stay Human. But let me know, has one of your favorite games just hit the big 1-0? Tell me in the comments about all of your 2015 faves. This video was brought to you by MLB The Show. With new legendary MLB players like Roger Clemens and Manny Ramirez returning, as well as revamped gameplay like new fielding mechanics and ambush hitting, MLB The Show 25 is a real home run for baseball fans, if you'll excuse the pun. There's also the greatly expanded Road to the Show mode. Think an RPG, but with baseball, as you play through high school and college with officially licensed teams like LSU and UCLA. Play well, get drafted, and chase your MLB dreams. You can get your hands on the game when it's released on March 18th, 2025, or purchase the digital deluxe edition to play 4 days early.
Even a game as timeless as baseball must evolve. Only you can control your journey's evolution.
That's a base hit.
It's a whole new ballgame. How will your journey evolve?